I rise in the hopes that some of you are listening and that all of us can think collectively for a moment about the implications of this decision. I firmly believe that reasonable minds can differ on this subject. This is not an issue of morality, this is an issue of economics. And as such, I deeply respect the comments of my colleague from Riley and my colleague from Howrelack. I know I'm supposed to use their districts. Your Honor, see, I'm lapsing back into my former career. Colleagues, there are real risks and there are real ambiguities to passage of this law. We can't ever be sure that these tax breaks will always pass a but-for test. We can't be really completely sure that on the margins we won't have jobs transferring from point A to point B and getting called new jobs. We can't be sure that all of these developments would not have happened if we didn't pass this tax break. I, however, coming from a city background, have seen the real advantages of investing in, as my colleague from Shore pointed out, brownfields. And I have seen the real advantage of investing in urban neighborhoods and in urban development generally. So on balance, I favor programs which promote urban development, which promote density, which promote reuse of sites, and in many ways this bill is crafted to do that and is well crafted. I want to share with you, and I want you all to think about, however, the thing that I am really unhappy about this bill. The reason that I am really unhappy about this bill is because, to my eyes, this looks uncomfortably close to trickle-down economics. This bill is being sold as transformative brownfields, by which we mean a big project's going to come in and little people are going to benefit maybe around the edges by picking up crumbs after a big person comes in and does a big development. That economic theory is a very dubious one as far as I'm concerned. That economic development tends to play very well in forums like this because people like my colleague from Shore can get up and talk about big projects that have headline value.
Representative, I will ask for you to address them from their district. Please refrain from using their last name. The chair recognizes Representative LaGrand.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I worry about the little folks. Everybody in this House, when they get an opportunity, says that we favor small businesses. This bill is not going to help people who want to redevelop a 1,200 square foot property. This bill is not going to help someone who wants to open a barber shop in an urban core district. This bill is not going to help people who are at the margins and want to be entrepreneurs. My concern is that if we pass this bill, and I am reluctantly going to vote for this bill, that we remember this moment and we do something to help people who want to start small businesses, that we help people who don't have lobbyists to take us out to dinner, who don't have the money to give us dog and pony shows and take us around their proposed development sites and show us how wonderful the future is going to be. Small players don't have the sophistication to do that. They don't have the sophistication to come and talk to us. They don't necessarily have the sophistication to be able to come and have access to this place and to us. My concern is that we remember who we really represent. Who we really represent is human beings. And who we really represent is potential entrepreneurs in our own districts. Who we really represent are people who want to advance their lives and do better. We do not represent capital. We do not represent corporations. We represent the citizens of this state. There are many parts of this bill that are good. My concern, and my huge concern, is the capital threshold. And in my district, Grand Rapids, the minimum throwdown to play for this tax credit is $100 million. I don't think anyone in this House, and I don't think anyone I know at any decent level of familiarity, has the capacity to play for this tax break. I know who can. I know who has that kind of money in the state of Michigan, but they're not small players. So my concern, Mr. Speaker, is that we remember this moment, and if this bill passes, that we resolve as a chamber to really do something like the old Renaissance zones, in which anyone could participate, anyone could get the benefit of redevelopment incentives, whether they were big or whether they were small. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.